Alex wiped his hands on a rag and stepped back from the open engine of the starship. Sparks had flown, circuits had hummed, and the machine now purred smoothly. He liked fixing things that made him feel alive, in control, and useful. Out here on the edge of the galaxy on Station Vega 9, a human mechanic was just one of many hands. But Alex always tried to do more than the others. The docking bay was loud with voices, engines, and announcements. Aliens of all shapes and sizes moved around, carrying crates, weapons, and devices Alex couldn't even name. Humans were outnumbered here, but somehow their reputation had grown. Humans were small, not very strong, but they were clever, brave, and stubborn. And stubbornness often became an advantage in dangerous situations. Alex adjusted his tool belt and checked the schedule board. That's when the announcement came. Attention all personnel. Diplomatic arrival expected. Royal alien entourage inbound. Prepare docking protocols. Alex's brow furrowed. Royal aliens meant protocol, ceremony, and rules, things humans often struggled with. Most humans gave them a wide berth, afraid of making a mistake. Alex, however, was curious. He had never seen royalty from this alien species before. The Lyris people were said to be graceful, intelligent, and fiercely proud. And the Princess Liero was rumored to be breathtaking even. By alien standards, he didn't know if he should be excited or nervous. Both feelings churned in his stomach. Minutes later, a sleek ship glided into the docking bay. Its hull shimmered with colors Alex didn't recognize. Even the air seemed to hum differently as the ship settled. Guards and aides moved quickly, unloading delicate equipment and scanning the area. Then the problem appeared. A panel on the ship's lower engine compartment flickered red. Sparks danced, alarms buzzed, and the ship shuddered lightly. Alex's instincts kicked in. He sprinted toward the ship, ignoring calls from security. A guard blocked him. Stop. Only Royal Engineers are allowed. I can fix it, Alex interrupted, voice firm. I've handled engines like this before. It's critical. If the engines fail, you can't dock safely. The guard hesitated. Something about Alex's calm confidence made him step aside. Alex climbed onto the platform beside the engine. Sparks and smoke hissed from the panel. He squinted at the circuits, fingers flying over wires and connectors. His heart pounded, but his mind was clear. A few minutes later, the panel stabilized. The lights turned green, the hum returned to a steady rhythm, and the alarms fell silent. Alex stepped back, breathing heavily, but satisfied. There, you're good to go, the alien aide stared. One whispered, impressive. A human actually saved the day. Then he saw her, the princess. Lyra stepped onto the platform, helmet on, her posture graceful, her aura commanding. Even covered by her helmet and armor, she moved differently from anyone Alex had ever seen. Every step was careful, but confident. Humans often tried to appear royal or graceful. But Lyra was naturally so. Her eyes behind the helmet's visor studied Alex, not with fear or disdain, but curiosity. Something in his work, his calm under pressure, caught her attention. You fixed it, she said, her voice soft but clear. Without hesitation, Alex swallowed. I do my job. I like fixing things. It's easier than waiting for someone else to try. A small laugh escaped her. It was musical, like wind chimes. Alex almost stumbled over his words. You are. Different from what we expected, Lyra said. Your species is clever, resourceful, brave enough to act when others hesitate. Alex shrugged. Humans survive because we try. We don't always succeed, but we try. The princess nodded slowly, almost thoughtfully. She turned and walked toward the ship's entrance. Alex felt the eyes of the guards and aides on him. He tried to keep his composure, but he could feel their silent judgment. Humans were rarely trusted around royalty, and he had broken all the rules by touching her ship. Yet, she hadn't been angry. Lyra paused at the doorway, glancing back. Stay. Alex's heart skipped a beat. He wasn't sure why she said it, but he stayed, eyes locked on her every move. The room quieted as she moved closer. Then, slowly, deliberately, Lyra removed her helmet. Alex froze. Her face was unlike anything he had ever seen. Smooth, symmetrical, radiant. Her eyes glimmered with colors he couldn't name. Her hair shimmered in the light of the docking bay. For a moment, Alex forgot to breathe. Gorgeous. He whispered before he could stop himself. Lyra tilted her head slightly, and her lips curved into a small smile. The guards stiffened, but she ignored them. She stepped closer, moving gracefully among the scattered tools and panels. "You are human," she said softly, as if confirming something. "And yet, you did not hesitate. You acted—" Alex ran a hand through his hair. I fix things. That's all. I never expected—" "You." She studied him, her gaze curious, almost playful. "Most of my people fear humans. They think you are weak, reckless, or foolish." Alex smiled faintly. "Maybe some humans are. But some of us try. And we keep trying." Lyra seemed to consider this, her eyes narrowing slightly, not in anger but in thought. "Perhaps we have underestimated your kind. Perhaps humans are more than they appear." Alex felt a rush of pride. Humans were not perfect, but they were capable. They could survive, adapt, and even impress royalty from across the stars. I should go," he said, trying to regain some composure. "You have duties." "I was just stay," Lyra repeated. Her voice was firmer now, not a command but a request. "I wish to know more about you. Your people. Your world." Alex blinked. "You want to know about humans?" Lyra nodded. "Yes, I have seen many species. Some are intelligent. Some are beautiful. Some are strong. But humans, you act differently. You take risks when others hesitate. You solve problems that seem impossible. I want to understand that." Alex's chest swelled with pride. Most humans would have run away, overwhelmed by the presence of royalty. But here he was, standing in the same room as an alien princess, being acknowledged for what humans truly were: clever, brave, and determined. "You'll see," Alex said, trying to keep his voice steady. "Humans don't give up easily, and we surprise a lot of people."
Hi, Russ.
Smile widened, and she extended a gloved hand toward him. "Then perhaps you will show me." Alex hesitated for just a moment. Then, with a small nod, he took her hand. It was cool, firm, and surprisingly gentle. In that moment, a silent understanding passed between them. Humans were more than tools, more than bodies. They were ideas, courage, and determination. And this alien princess had just seen it firsthand. The docking bay's noises seemed to fade. Sparks from the engine, the hum of the ship, even the chatter of the guards became background. Alex and Lyra stood together, two beings from different worlds. Connected by mutual respect, curiosity, and a hint of wonder, a warning light flashed briefly on the engine panel, reminding Alex that reality was never far away. But for now, he could stay. He could talk. He could let the princess see what humans were truly capable of. Not just strong, not just clever, but brave in ways even advanced aliens did not expect. Lyra finally stepped back, giving him a small nod. "I will return," she said, her voice soft but sure. "And you will show me more of your world." Alex felt a thrill he could not describe. Humans were small, fragile, and often underestimated. But moments like this moment when aliens saw their true strength made all the hardships worthwhile. As the princess walked toward her ship, Alex whispered again, almost to himself, a mixture of awe and pride. Gorgeous and brave, just like humans. And for the first time, he felt that maybe, just maybe, humanity was ready to be seen by the galaxy not as weak, not as simple, but as something extraordinary. The doors to the ship closed behind Lyra, but Alex did not move. He stayed, watching, thinking, and realizing that the universe might finally have a reason to respect humans. And perhaps reason to fear how far a human could go when courage met opportunity. He turned back to the engine he had repaired, smiling. Sparks flew as the machine hummed to life again. But Alex didn't mind. Tonight, he had repaired more than a starship. He had repaired the idea that humans, even in a galaxy full of wonders, could still surprise. Everyone, including an alien princess. The stars outside the docking bay seemed to shine a little brighter, and Alex whispered one last thought before stepping away. This is only the beginning. The docking bay slowly returned to its usual rhythm. Aliens moved with precision, carrying cargo and performing checks. Humans walked cautiously among them, careful not to draw attention. But Alex did not return to his usual work immediately. His mind was still occupied with the encounter he had just experienced. He had repaired a royal ship. He had faced protocol and danger. And most importantly, he had seen the alien princess without her helmet. Lyra, her face, her eyes. Her presence had left a mark on him he could not ignore. A gentle tap on his shoulder startled him. He turned to see one of her aides, an alien with a soft lavender skin tone and small, intelligent eyes. "The princess requests your presence in the observation gardens," the aide said politely. "She wishes to speak with you privately." Alex blinked. "Me, now." The aide nodded. "Yes, she trusts you." Trust. That one word made Alex's heart pound. Most humans never receive such recognition from alien royalty. And yet here he was, being personally invited. He followed the aide through the winding corridors of the station. The observation gardens were a place few visitors saw, quiet oasis amid the steel and energy of the station. Exotic plants glowed faintly under artificial light. Water trickled in small streams, and the view of the stars was breathtaking. Lyra was already there, standing near a balcony that looked out into space. She turned as they approached, and her eyes softened when she saw Alex. "Thank you for coming," she said, her voice calm, almost musical. "I wanted to understand more about humans. Your actions earlier. They were unexpected." Alex shrugged, trying to appear casual, though he was acutely aware of her gaze. "I just fixed what needed fixing. I don't usually think about why. I just do it." Lyra nodded slowly. "And yet it is this very instinct that makes humans remarkable. Other species hesitate, calculate, or follow strict rules. But humans act. You adapt. You survive." Alex felt a surge of pride. Humans were small, often underestimated, but when the moment came, they could rise above expectation. "Maybe we just don't give up," he said quietly. She tilted her head, studying him carefully. "Perhaps that is it. Perseverance, determination, courage. I see it in you, in a single human. It is rare to witness. I want to see more." Alex smiled faintly, unsure how to respond. The idea that this alien princess, so poised and powerful, wanted to see more of humans, made him both nervous and proud. They walked along the garden paths, surrounded by plants that seemed almost alive, softly glowing in shades of blue and green. Alex noticed details he had never seen before, the way the leaves pulsed gently as if breathing, or the faint hum of energy running through the garden. Lyra seemed fascinated by his attention to details. "You notice things humans often miss," she said. "Most of my people would walk through this garden without seeing half of what you see." "Pay attention," Alex admitted. "I guess it helps when you fix things. You notice what matters most." She smiled, her expression softening. "That is another trait I admire. Humans have an unusual combination of focus and curiosity. You see the world, not just the tasks in front of you." They continued in silence for a few moments, watching stars drift slowly across the view. Alex felt a connection forming, subtle but undeniable. Here was someone from a different world, different species. And yet she seemed to understand, or at least want to understand, humans in a way few ever had. Then Lyra spoke, her tone more serious. "Your species? It is underestimated. Many believe humans are weak, reckless, or inferior. I see now that this is not true." Alex glanced at her, heart beating faster. "We're not perfect," he admitted, "but we try." And sometimes, that makes all the difference. She looked at him with something like admiration. Yes, it does. Your actions today proved more than skill with machinery. You proved intelligence, bravery, and calm under pressure. I have not seen such qualities in a single individual in a long time. Alex felt a warmth spread through his chest. Humans were rarely praised like this, and yet here he was, standing in the presence of alien royalty, recognized for the simple virtues of his people. For a moment, they were silent again. The stars stretched endlessly beyond the balcony, and Alex realized he had never felt so small and so significant at the same time. Lyra spoke again, quieter this time. I have many duties, many responsibilities, but I wish to learn from you. About humans, about how you see the world, about your courage. Alex hesitated. You want me to teach a princess? About humans. She nodded. Yes, you show qualities my people rarely understand. I want to see if they exist in more humans, and perhaps to understand why your species survives in a galaxy that is not always kind. Alex swallowed. This was no small request. To teach an alien princess about humanity, about what it meant to be human, was an honor beyond anything he could imagine. But he felt ready. Humans were capable of more than they were given credit for, and he wanted her to see it. I can show you, he said finally. I can show you humans, the good parts, and the stubborn parts too. Lyra smiled, a faint curve of her lips that made her eyes shine. Good. I will observe. I will listen. And perhaps I will learn. They walked further into the garden, passing glowing flowers and shimmering vines. Alex pointed out small details, the way some plants closed when touched, the soft hum of energy in the air, the patterns in the starfields above. Lyra watched him closely, asking questions, curious about his observations. You notice patterns, she said, even in chaos. Humans are capable of seeing order where others see only noise.
Oh.
I guess we have to, Alex said. Out there in space, or on a ship, noticing small things. It can save lives. She considered this carefully. Your people survive not because you are the strongest, or the fastest, or even the most advanced, but because you adapt. You learn. You act. And you endure. Alex nodded slowly, realizing she understood something important. Humans were underestimated not because they lacked skill, but because others failed to see their resilience. And now, Lyra, a princess from a proud and advanced species, had recognized it. Their conversation continued, moving from observation to curiosity and finally to small personal details. Alex spoke of his work, his home on Earth, and the value humans placed on courage and ingenuity. Lyra shared stories of her world, her people, and the responsibilities she carried as a princess as they talked. Alex noticed that Lyra's guards had stepped back, allowing them space. Even among aliens, respect grew when humans showed true skill and bravery. Alex realized that every word he spoke, every action he took, was building a bridge between worlds. Suddenly, a warning alarm echoed softly through the garden. A small maintenance drone had malfunctioned nearby, its circuits sparking dangerously. Alex reacted immediately, stepping forward and shutting down the drone with calm precision. Lyra watched, impressed by how quickly he adapted to the unexpected threat. You handled danger without hesitation, she said quietly. Humans, you truly are extraordinary. Alex felt a flush of pride. We survive. That's all. We don't always succeed, but we try. And we don't give up easily. Lyra's eyes softened as she studied him. I see that now. Not just in words, but in action. Your species. It is stronger than I imagined. Perhaps more than I can even explain to others. The tension from the docking bay and the royal entourage seemed far away now. Here, in the quiet observation gardens, two beings from different worlds shared a rare connection. One showed courage, ingenuity, and humility. The other observed, learned, and began to see humans as more than a simple species, resilient, clever, and capable of wonder as the stars shifted outside. Lyra finally turned to Alex, a faint smile on her lips. You have shown me something rare today. Not only skill, not only courage, but the essence of humanity. I wish to know more. Perhaps you will guide me further in the days to come. Alex felt a thrill he could not describe. Humans were small, often underestimated, but moments like this made every struggle worthwhile. He nodded slowly. I'll show you, he said quietly. And maybe you'll see why humans never give up. Lyra's smile widened slightly, and she extended her hand toward him. Alex took it, feeling a firm but gentle grip. In that simple gesture, trust passed between them. Two beings from different worlds, separated by species and culture, yet connected by curiosity, courage, and respect. For the first time, Alex realized that humans were not just capable, they could inspire admiration across the galaxy. And perhaps, in the presence of someone like Lyra, humans could show that courage, determination, and ingenuity were not just survival tools.
Ow.
They were qualities that could change how others saw them forever. The observation gardens hummed with quiet energy. The stars stretched endlessly beyond, and Alex understood one thing clearly. This encounter was only the beginning, and for the first time, he felt certain that humanity, small and underestimated though it might be, was ready to be seen, understood, and respected by the galaxy. The small alien scout ship glided silently through the black void of space. Its sleek metal hull shimmered faintly under the light of distant stars. Inside, a team of explorers prepared for their first step onto the surface of a mysterious, untamed planet. They had heard stories from other explorers this world was harsh, wild, and full of deadly predators. Few species could survive here for long. The aliens, confident in their advanced technology, believed they would face no real threat. As the ship touched down on the rocky surface, dust and small stones rolled away from the landing legs. The explorers stepped out, scanning the environment. Towering cliffs rose on one side, jagged and gray. Strange trees with thick, twisted trunks reached up to the sky. The air smelled sharp, filled with unfamiliar minerals and the faint scent of wild plants. Sensors are picking up multiple life forms, said Lyrock, the team's biologist. His 4 eyes blinked rapidly as he processed the readings. Several large predators are nearby. They are moving quickly. Their intelligence is unusual for this planet. The leader, Commander Vale, nodded. Keep your weapons ready. We are not here to fight, but we will defend ourselves, if we must. The team moved carefully, their boots crunching on the rocky ground. Suddenly, a large shadow passed over them. They froze. The predators were unlike anything they had ever seen, muscular, fast, and alert. Their eyes gleamed with intelligence, and their claws left deep marks on the ground as they ran. Too fast. Too smart. One of the explorers shouted. Our weapons cannot match them. Vale frowned, frustrated. We cannot retreat. We are here to observe, not run. The predators circled them, testing their reaction. One of them let out a low growl, a sound that vibrated through the ground. The aliens tried to aim, but the creatures moved too quickly. They were forced to back away carefully, keeping their scanners active. Then, through the smoke of dust and the thick underbrush, they saw movement. A small group of humans appeared, walking calmly toward the predators. The aliens blinked in disbelief. The humans seemed unafraid. Their bodies were smaller, weaker, but they moved with a strange confidence, almost as if the predators were not dangerous at all. Commander, who are they? Lyrak whispered. Vale shook his head. I don't know. Humans are rare in this sector, but look at them. They are calm. How can they walk among those creatures without fear? The human leader, a tall man with dark hair and a steady gaze, smiled as he noticed the predators. He raised a hand slightly, not in threat, not in fear, but as a quiet signal. To the alien's shock, the closest predator slowed, its sharp claws sinking into the ground as it stopped and tilted its head. The human took a few more steps forward, and the predator lowered its head slightly, almost bowing. The aliens exchanged anxious glances. "This is impossible," one muttered. "Predators do not recognize humans like this." The human looked back at the aliens and said in a clear, calm voice, "We've learned a few tricks over the years. Don't worry. They know we mean no harm." The aliens were skeptical. One of them, a young scout named Kira, whispered, "This is madness. They are risking their lives. A predator could kill them in an instant." But nothing happened. The predators continued to watch the humans carefully, but they did not attack. Instead, they seemed to follow their movements, curious and alert, yet calm. Vale took a cautious step forward. "What? How are they doing this?" he asked. The human noticed him and waved. "Hello, don't be afraid. They won't hurt you if you stay calm." The aliens were stunned. Vale raised his communicator. "Report. Prepare for further observation. These humans, they are doing something we cannot understand." One predator, larger and faster than the others, suddenly bolted toward the humans. The aliens held their breath, expecting a violent attack. But instead of fighting, the human crouched slightly and extended both hands. The predator stopped in its tracks, sniffing the air. Then, as if obeying an unspoken rule, it lowered itself to the ground and backed away. The aliens could not believe their eyes. Lirek whispered, I have never seen a predator respond like that. They recognize him as safe." The human leader smiled at the aliens. "On our world, predators are not just animals to fear. We learn to understand them. We respect them. And sometimes, we even befriend them." Vale's jaw tightened. "Fascinating. But how?" The human gestured to the surrounding wilderness. "It takes time, patience. You observe, you learn, you interact. You show strength without aggression, and the predators, they respond. It is not magic. It is knowledge." Kira stepped closer, curiosity overcoming fear. "You mean you can live among them?" "Yes," the human said simply. "We don't just survive, we thrive. We have domesticated our predators." The aliens were silent. The words did not seem real. "Domesticated. Predators?" Vale repeated, his voice tense with disbelief. "Exactly," the human said. "You may think they are wild, dangerous, and untamable, but we have learned to work with them. You can tiff, you understand them. Survival is not just about weapons. It is about intelligence, observation, and respect." A sudden roar shattered the calm. From the trees, another predator lunged, faster and bigger than any the aliens had seen. It aimed directly at the humans. The aliens gasped. "It's going to strike," Kira cried, but the humans did not run. The leader stepped forward, his eyes locked on the predator. His companions spread slightly, creating space, and moved in patterns that seemed random but were precise. The predator hesitated, unsure what to do. Then the human knelt slightly, holding out a hand. Slowly, the predator lowered itself to the ground, snarling softly but obeying the gesture. The aliens stared in disbelief. The human approached it calmly and patted its head. The predator growled once, then nuzzled against the human's arm. Vale could hardly breathe. I have never seen anything like this. These humans, they are masters of survival." The human looked at the aliens, smiling. "We learned long ago that fear is the enemy. Strength comes from understanding, not just weapons. If you respect the predators and the land, they respect you in return." Lirok stepped forward, still in awe. "Can you teach us?" he asked. The human shrugged slightly. "It takes time, patience, and the willingness to listen. Nature is not a puzzle to solve. It is a partner." The predators around them shifted but did not attack. They seemed to sense the humans' calm and strength. The aliens realized that these humans had a skill far beyond their own technology or training. They had intuition, courage, and intelligence, all combined with an understanding of life that made them almost untouchable in this wild land. The group continued to move cautiously through the forest. The aliens stayed close to the humans, unable to hide their curiosity and fear. Every step was carefully measured. The predators followed, curious, watchful, but controlled. As they reached a small clearing, the human leader turned to the aliens. "You see, this planet is dangerous," he said. "It is. But danger is not an enemy. It is a teacher. Every predator here has rules, habits, weaknesses. If you learn them, you can walk anywhere safely." Vale nodded slowly. "This is beyond anything we imagined. Your species. It is incredible." The human smiled. "We survive because we do not just fight. We think, observe, and adapt. That is what makes humans unique." As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, the aliens looked around in awe. The shadows of predators stretched long across the rocky ground. Yet the humans moved among them as if they were friends, not foes, Kira whispered, almost to herself. "I never thought survival could look like this. Not fear, but respect." The human leader glanced at her and nodded. "You will see more soon. There is much to learn. And you might even discover that what you thought impossible is possible with the right approach." A distant roar echoed through the canyon, louder and more threatening than before. The aliens tensed, ready to react. But the humans simply walked forward, calm and confident. One of the predators ran toward them, eyes flashing, but it stopped at the human signal. Lowering its head, Vale swallowed hard. "This is only the beginning," he said quietly. "If humans can survive here, what else can they do?" The humans walked on, leading the aliens deeper into the wild world. And somewhere in the distance, other predators watched, curious, patient, and controlled. Humanity had arrived, and their survival skills were unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen.